Nancy watched her husband as he sprayed a strange lady in the club. He collected more money from the money changer and sprayed the lady more. Nancy was so pained. He has been lying that his business is not going well, and here he is spraying another woman. She left the club and went home, waiting for John to get back home. In a small town named Kowasi lived a very beautiful lady named Nancy. Nancy was given birth to in a middle-class family. They were not too poor and not too rich. They were okay. Her mom sold provisions in front of their house, and her father is a trader. Nancy was so loved by her parents. They did everything for her. Nancy had so many friends. She's so pretty, and so everyone in the town wanted to be her friend. Everywhere she went to, people would shout, "Fine girl, how are you?" As Nancy grew, the boys in the town were all crushing on her. But Nancy ignored all of them because she only has her eyes on one man, John. John was different from all of the men chasing after Nancy. He didn't do too much like them. He didn't go out of his way to buy expensive things to impress her. He wasn't behaving obsessed, and that was what attracted Nancy to John. She liked him the instant she knew him. John stared at her shyly everywhere he saw her, and she found it kind of cute. Nancy's friends would always get angry at her and tell her to block the idea of choosing John because he is the least out of all the men chasing after her. He isn't from a rich background, unlike others. He isn't educated. He isn't as bold as the other men. They tried to convince Nancy, but she would get angry at her friends and tell them to mind their business. He doesn't have money today, doesn't mean he won't have tomorrow. Please, you people should stop comparing my John to the other men. Can't you see that he's more handsome than them? Look at Ogo, his nose is too fat. Even Kisley, I know his parents are rich, but have you seen his teeth? Oh, shame. I can't deal with that, I beg, Nancy would always say. But her friends would tell her, Nancy, she not fine, you won't chop. I mean, we clearly know that this man has nothing to offer you. He's just handsome. Nancy, think about it. Don't make this mistake, they said to Nancy, begging her to choose the rich men asking her out. But she ignored them all, and eventually she said yes to the timid John. John was the definition of a shy boyfriend at first. He couldn't look Nancy in the face. He would blush so much when talking to her, facing the floor. He was in love with Nancy, and she saw it. It was obvious, and because she knows he loves her, she adored him and treated him like a princess. She started by gifting John and mother's provision. She would steal them, keep them in her room, and the following day, she would give it to John, telling him to cook it and eat it. She knew John's family aren't really doing well, so she never asked him for anything. Instead, she was giving him things back to back, without expecting anything in return. When Nancy's friends would sit and discuss what their various boyfriends gave to them, Nancy would just sit and stare at them. Her friends would be hyping their men, but she said nothing. She would sit and hype her friends' men, and when it gets her turn, she would say, I don't want to disturb him. He doesn't have much. The little he has, I don't want him to give it to me. Let him use it for his family. Nancy's friends would laugh at her, calling her Mugu. I pity you, Nancy. You better wise up. So with all this your beauty, see as you set, man no dey spoil you. Nancy, better wise up, oh. You are the most beautiful lady here, yet nothing they show. Okay, oh. Nancy didn't listen to her friends. Upon everything that their boyfriend is buying for them, I still dress better than them. If I need anything, I'll just ask my father for it. I can't depend on poor John. He should focus on himself. The men in the town hated the fact that John had Nancy all to himself. They tried on so many occasions to warn John to leave Nancy alone, but he ignored them. They tried so much to impress Nancy with iPhones, wigs, clothes, but she ignored them, and still they didn't give up until Nancy dealt with them. One day, Nancy and John were walking on the streets, loved up, when a group of men approached them, trying to cause trouble. John, you get mind though. You dey follow a whole Nancy, the most beautiful lady in her village. Can you take care of her? Nancy didn't wait for the men to finish their statements. She gave them a very dirty slap. She saw a bucket of water nearby and poured it on all of the men. The men were so angry, and ever since that day, they all stayed away from Nancy and John. They continued their love story. Nancy's mother got to know of Nancy's relationship with John, and she didn't accept it because she wanted someone better for her child. And so one day, she called Nancy and had a conversation with her. My daughter, I've heard so much of your relationship with John that works as a mechanic at the bus stop. I don't want that whole. One of your friends told me that you have better offers, but you still chose to be with him. Why, my child? Do you think if I settled for less and didn't marry your father, you'd be enjoying today? My dear, please think about it again. I even heard Kingsley likes you. Why don't you go for him? His mother is my friend and he's a very good boy. Oh. Nancy, think about it. Mom, I'm so disappointed in you. How can you talk like this? Is it because John is a mechanic and Kingsley is rich? But mom, nobody knows tomorrow now. See, John can be a billionaire tomorrow. Nobody knows. Please, mom, I'm an adult and I am old enough to choose who I want to spend the rest of my life with. Now, wow. Nancy's mom shook her head. No problem. And please, stop stealing my goods for him. Oh, you think I don't know? Nancy stared at her mom shamefully and left for her room. Nancy's mom saw beyond the rich aspect. There were several reasons why she told Nancy to reconsider her decision. One time, she heard someone accuse John of stealing a part of his car he bought for repair. John denied stealing it, but it was later found inside his bag. A friend to Nancy's mother told her, and another time, she saw John on the street. He saw her too, and is aware she's his girlfriend's mother. And still, he didn't make any effort to help her with her luggage. He didn't even greet her. She wasn't cool with the idea of her daughter getting married to someone like that, but it looks like Nancy has made up her mind. Weeks later, Nancy was gisting and catching up with her friends when one of the ladies said, "Next week is girlfriend's day, oh. I can already tell that my boyfriend is planning a surprise for me. I can't wait to see what he has prepared for me. Oh, my boyfriend said he would change my phone for me as a present for girlfriend's day," another lady said. The ladies kept bragging about their boyfriends, but Nancy couldn't say anything because she knows she isn't getting anything. "Nancy, what is your boyfriend giving you?" the ladies asked. She was shy and she wanted to cover up for her boyfriend, and so she said, "He's giving me something this time. He said it's a surprise, so I'm waiting patiently, girls." Oh, thank God though. John has finally changed. Nancy smiled, knowing fully well that John might not gift her anything. And so before the girlfriend's day, Nancy started telling him, reminding him that girlfriend's day is coming. She didn't tell him that she wants a gift, but she told him of all that her friend's boyfriend had given them, expecting him to gift her too. This time, Nancy was confident that John will give her a gift because he hasn't gifted her before. She has been the one that gifts him every time. On his birthday, on New Year's Eve, Christmas Day, she gifts him all the time. The last boyfriend's day, Nancy broke her piggy bank, took all the money out, and bought John so many clothes. And now that it's girlfriend's day, she was expecting him to do the same. And this time, money isn't a problem because recently, John has been getting so many customers in his mechanic shop. The D-Day came. Nancy's friends were all bragging about what their boyfriends gave to them. It threw a surprise for me in that new hotel. So many gifts were there. I even got a designer bag, one of our friends said. He gave me a wristwatch. He gave me a wig. The ladies were all saying what their boyfriends gave to them, but Nancy said nothing. When they asked her of her gifts, she said John is coming. They waited and didn't see John. Nancy was so pained. For the first time in her life, she was regretting dating John. He didn't even wish her a happy girlfriend's day. Nancy couldn't hold it anymore and she busted out crying. It shocked all of her friends. "What is it, Nancy? Why are you crying?" they asked. He didn't even bother to wish me a happy girlfriend's day," she cried. Look at the time. Nancy was so hot. Some of her friends pacified her. Some of them laughed at her, calling her an understanding girlfriend. "Nancy, let me tell you the truth," Favor said. "It is because you take everything he dishes out to you. That's why you've been too understanding. Even if he doesn't give you a gift, why can't he wish you ordinary happy girlfriend's day? That's too bad, girl." Her friends angrily led the way and went to John's shop where they met him eating chicken pepper soup and a beer. He was so shocked to see a crying Nancy and her friends. Her friends yelled at him, "Good for nothing. So after everything she has done for you, you can't give her a present for girlfriend's day and you are here eating pepper soup. Okay, from now on, Nancy is breaking up with you. Don't ever call her. Don't look for her. It's over." John tried to say something, but the ladies shut him up and left with Nancy. Nancy locked herself up in her room, crying. Her parents tried to pacify her. She vowed never to forgive him. He kept calling her, but she ignored him. She decided to accept Kingsley, but she wondered if it's not too late. Low-key, she was still in love with John, but she was starting to realize that he isn't the right one for her. One day, Nancy was about to go meet her friends in their usual hangout spot when she opened her door and saw John kneeling on one knee, holding a ring. "Will you marry me?" John said to her. Nancy was so surprised. She didn't even realize when she collected the ring from him and hugged him. "But I'm still angry at you. Why didn't you even wish me a happy girlfriend's day?" she said. "I'm sorry, my love. That day I was so occupied. I had so many customers. I'm sorry. I have no excuse. Forgive me, my love," John said. "It will never happen again." John brought out a gift and gave it to Nancy. She was so happy. It was the happiest day of her life. She took John inside and showed the ring to her parents. Her dad was happy for her, but her mom clearly wasn't. She called Nancy aside, telling her to return John's ring, but she angrily ignored her mom. John left and Nancy went to meet her friends. "Tada! See who is getting married," Nancy said to her friends. "Wow, did you finally agree to marry Kingsley?" her friends asked. But Nancy is, "It's John, oh." He apologized and proposed. It was so evident that her friends were so angry. They stood up and left without even congratulating her. Nancy was pained, but she said to herself, "They are just jealous. I'll be getting married before them." Nancy took John to her parents. They asked him few questions and they finalized the wedding date. John told Nancy that he got a very good job offer in the city and after their wedding they will relocate to the city. Nancy was so happy. They got married and none of her friends attended her wedding. After the wedding, they relocated. They rented an apartment. Nancy started a small business. She started selling clothes and was making sales. John got a job offer in an automobile company. He was being paid so well, but he didn't tell Nancy how much his salary is. He wasn't spending his salary, as Nancy's father was sending her money every now and then. Nancy wasn't really spending the money she got from her business too. Her dad did it all. She would go to the market, buy different things with her own money. Nancy was blinded by love. In every special occasion in their marriage, she made sure she bought things for John, but he never did the same. A year after they got married, Nancy got pregnant. They celebrated, but it also came with sad news as Nancy lost her dad few weeks later. She cried so much and the husband comforted her, and it was then that Nancy realized that she's in big trouble. It was close to Nancy's delivery date, and so she asked John for some money to buy baby things. My love, I'll need like 200k to buy some things for our baby. You know, like clothes, pampers, and some other essential baby things. Ah, babe, there's no money, oh, John said, shocking Nancy. But you are working now. How can you say there's no money? You know they're not really paying well, John said. Don't get me angry. How can you say there's no money? I've been the one providing for this family. I have never asked you for anything. I use the little money I make from my business to cater for this family. I can't even ask my father. It's late. So where will I see money to buy something for our child? John, our child, not mine alone. Okay, John, how much do they pay you monthly? Why are you asking me that? Don't worry, I'll look for the money and give to you. Nancy was so angry. John eventually sent her 20k. She confronted him, but John told her to manage it as he doesn't have much. That day, Nancy sat down and wept. All the dreams she had of buying luxurious things for her baby was spoilt by the father. What will she buy with 20k? John begged her. He told her to manage it as she has been managing it all these years. It was so difficult for Nancy. Her dad was gone. There was no one to give her money. She was heavily pregnant. She couldn't walk much. John wasn't giving her money to feed or satisfy her cravings as a pregnant woman. It became so tiring for her. She started arguing with John every day because he wasn't performing his duty as her husband. One day, Nancy sat down recalling the times her friends warned her not to choose John. It was a lot for her to handle. Her dad had to die for her to realize that John is a very stingy and irresponsible and wicked person. She has had so many conversations with him, begging him to change and to take up his responsibility, but all to no avail. He gave silly excuses. I'm not being paid enough. I sent money to my dad in the village. John always lied. One day, Nancy was talking to her mother on her phone when her airtime got exhausted. She took John's phone to call her mom back, and a notification entered his phone. Nancy saw an alert of 1 million enter John's phone. She was shocked. She checked his messages and saw the sum of 10 million in his account. Nancy was totally shocked. She didn't say much. She started keeping an eye on John. The next day, John got ready and headed to work. Nancy also wanted to buy some things in the market too. Few minutes after John left, she left the house too. She got to the market. She was about to cross the road when she saw John in a Benz driving. He drove past her. Nancy thought she was dreaming. John has a car and he didn't tell her. Nancy went back home immediately. She searched every corner in the house and saw the car papers. She even saw house papers hidden under their bed. Nancy cried so much. John came home and a few minutes later, he told her he's going back to work as he forgot his phone. But Nancy didn't believe him. She followed him. She traced him and John drove into a club. Nancy saw John spraying different ladies in the club. She was so pained. He has never given her 50k before, and here it is collecting so much bundles and spraying it on different ladies in the club. Nancy went back home angrily. She waited for John to come back home, and when he did, she confronted him. I hate you so much, John. Why did you do this to me? You have a car, you bought a house, and you didn't tell me your wife. You've never given me a penny, yet you're spending different ladies in the club. What did I do to deserve this, John? And still, John didn't feel remorseful at all. He yelled at her, saying, you don't need it now. You have a rich family. You've been an understanding wife till now. Why are you being difficult all of a sudden? Please go and rest. Nancy got so angry. She felt like she has lost everything. She remembered her mother's warnings not to get married to John. Nancy carried the vase on the table angrily. She wanted to eat it on John's head, but John was faster. He caught her and pushed her. Nancy hit her head on the ground sadly and she cried. The end. So you guys, this story is to teach ladies out there that before you get married to anyone, make sure your eyes are wide open. Be very careful and ask for God's direction. It is very important. They said the saying that what an elder will see while sitting down, a child can never sit, even when the child is like on a rooftop. So yeah, she didn't listen to her mom. Her mom saw it, her friend saw it, but she turned a blind eye to it. So this is the end. Tell me what you've learned in the comment section. I'll make sure to reply you. And please do not forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel for more stories like this. Thank you so much, guys, and see you guys on my next story. Bye.